Okay, here's all the cards. 6-deck Blackjack. Dealer stands on all 17s, no surrender. Blackjack pays 3-2. This is a 5-way comparison of 5 different betting systems in our series. I think this is number 5 of 7 before we do a summary. Anyways, the 5 betting systems are Martingale, Paroli, 1326, Fibonacci, and then flat betting. Flat betting is our benchmark. We've already done 7 shoe series of each of those versus flat betting and a summary on those, as well as then a summary of those summaries. The only one that was actually not 7 shoes was Martingale, because that was when I was just starting and I was doing single and double deck rounds, and we also got more hands out of Martingale. So anyways, I show you all the cards. If you're new, I'll explain. I'll show you all the cards so you can see that they are all here. All 6 decks worth. That would be 312 cards, which every day or before every time we do this, I have to put them all back in order. That takes a reasonable amount of time. I also then have to fan them all out, which also takes a little bit of time. So there's some stuff going on behind the scenes here, as well as, you know, uploading it to YouTube for you. Anyways, hope you enjoy. If you do, please like and subscribe. I also show you the entire shuffle procedure so that you can see that I'm not setting things up to favor any betting system over another. Not suggesting that you play any betting system or another. Automatic card shuffler really helps speed things up. Not suggesting that you even play blackjack or gamble at all. But you probably are playing blackjack and going to casinos, and hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully things you learn here will help you do better. Did I do that? No, whatever. Extra little mixing here. Oops. So I'll talk about what's going to go on here. If you're already familiar, you can skip ahead. No big deal. As long as you click like. And only if you're a subscriber. So we have these 5 different systems. Like I said, Martingale, Paroli, 1326. That was 1326 and Fibonacci. They are going to all play, well, against, and flat betting, all going to play really against each other. What we've been doing in the other series was or in all of the series, is to see if there is a betting system that can do better than the house edge. The common thing that you'll hear is that no betting system can beat the house edge. In the long run, the house edge will come back if you are up and take away your winnings. And I suppose conversely, if you were down, the house edge should bring you back to break even or thereabouts, or whatever the expected house edge is. Which is why it's important, one, to have the flat better in here, because that should represent as close as possible the house edge. But also, what's just as important, or even more important, is to play all of these systems on the same set of cards, on the same hand. So rather than putting, say, Fibonacci at first base and Martingale at third base. Come on. So rather than having all the different systems at different positions on the table, it's just a heads-up game. And everybody's playing off the same cards. Yesterday was the first time when we had a unusual situation come up where, and it wasn't that hard to work around, where not all of the systems were playing off the same cards. I mean, they were. I'll give you a little spoiler. Come on. Or take this as a spoiler alert. Martingale was all in on the brink of busting out, and what happened was, Martingale being all in, it was a split situation, and so Martingale was not able to see. We could not afford the split, not being allowed to get extra chips. But we were able to work it out with the way it went, such that it didn't screw it up. We were able to sort out how things would have gone had Martingale not split. So out of all the hands we've run so far, that's the first time we've run into that. So hopefully it won't happen again now that I've said it. Now that I've said it, it probably will. But we'll work it out on a case-by-case basis. Like I said, yesterday it wasn't such a big deal. It wasn't hard to work around it. Okay, shuffling is done. Thanks for your patience. These are our cut cards. Stick that guy there. We will have a player cut the deck. Or, well, actually it's me. Get in there. We will bring that around. We will go for about 75, maybe 80% penetration. We've been getting at least 45 hands, playing heads up, 6-deck shoe. 45 has been the lowest number we've gotten. This is a 1 to 500 unit table, meaning minimum wager is 1 unit, max wager is 100 units. Units, not dollars. If you were playing a $5 table, that would be the same as a $5 table with a $500 max. Oops. Each player begins with 50 units. I think they're all in there. I am aware that this kind of cuts off a little bit. So that's the 50 units for each player. I figure I show you all the cards and the entire shuffle thing. I might as well show you all the chips. I will put out little labels here in just a second. I can't put those out prior because the shuffle procedure would knock them all around. Anyways, Martingale is here, Paroli is here, flat better's here in the center, 1326 is there, Fibonacci is here. I'm aware that the screen cuts off somewhere in here. I'll try to accommodate you there. Martingale and Fibonacci are in red, Paroli and 1326 are in green. That's a burn card to indicate that those red for negative progressive system, green for positive progressive system, blue for flat because it's flat. All players start with a base bet of 1 unit, and let's get rolling. I'll just keep talking as we're going. Try to keep this quick. We play by perfect basic strategy, which I keep over here on the side, and I refer to it just to ensure that we don't make any strategy mistakes. A pair of 2s to a 9 is just a hit. There's another 2, that's 6. That would be 13. You need to keep hitting. 23 and you bust. Okay. I keep the running the present running losses for Fibonacci and Martingale over here on the side. That helps me keep track. 20 for the dealer. The Fibonacci and Martingale being negative progressive systems will modify their bets on losses. The idea behind Fibonacci is to close out your present losing streak at break even, discounting double downs and blackjacks. 15 to a 10, let me check for an ace. No. 15 takes a card. 24. Let me just show it first. 17. Martingale, the objective is to close out your present losing streak at a gain of 1 unit. Okay, so I'll try not to do this too often. Fibonacci, you lost your first one. Your next wager was 1. You lost that one. Your next wager is 2. Okay, moving down the sequence, the way it works is you add up the sum of your last 2 losses, or your last 2 numbers. Really though, your last 2 losses. So 1 plus 1 is 2. If you lose this, 1 plus 2 is 3. If you lose that, 2 plus 3 is 5, etc. Going down. It would obviously still continue past 89, except the table max is 100. So I didn't bother to put it in there. 55 plus 89 would be 144. Most likely, if things start going south, you're going to bust out in this range, because you're not just wagering 21, you're wagering 21 plus your cumulative losses going back. Okay, Martingale generally is just a doubling of your prior bet. So he lost 1, he lost 2, now his wager is 4. Okay. Insurance closed. You don't take insurance. 13 takes a card. 21. 19, just in time. So Fibonacci gets back his 2, closing out his present losing streak at break even. These guys just get paid. Martingale gets back his prior 3 from his loss column, plus 1. So he closed out his for a gain of 1 unit. And we reset everybody. 1, 3, 2, 6. After being positive progressive, he changes his bet after a win. So he was at 1, he won. He needs to bring out another 1 to make his next wager 3. Flat betting is always 1 unit. Paroli presses his entire winnings, be it blackjacks or double downs, looking for 3 consecutive wins, not counting pushes. A push is, in all situations, is a repeat of the same wager in the same position that you were in your sequence. And 19 stands. 16, 22. A push in a double down, you just take back the double down wager. You don't press that. That's the way we've been doing it. Okay, so Fibonacci takes off. 1, 3, 2, 6 gets to take some off, reducing his bet to 2. Flat better. Paroli pressing after 2 consecutive wins. He's up to 4. Martingale takes off. By the way, I keep track of the number of hands that we run over here on the side. I let you know where we're at. It's been harder on these to let you know who's in the lead. I'll tell you if it's obvious. 18, 18, push. So there's a push. Nothing changes. Okay, just moving right on. That doesn't count against consecutive wins for Paroli. There you go, blackjack. Okay, I'm gonna need some change probably. I'll work it out. Okay, so those who have been here for a while know that that quarter represents a half of a unit. That's what that is. Okay, so there's time and a half. 2 plus 1 for the 1, 3, 2, 6. I'm going to need some change. Martingale, you can help me out. There's 5. That's for you. Flat better gets this. Paroli, that's 4, so I'll give you 5 and take 1. Martingale gets 1. Take this off. Reveal, 16. Okay. Now, Fibonacci, a negative progressive, just takes off, and he's, still at the beginning. 1, 3, 2, 6. After a wager of 2, getting blackjack, won a total of 3. He's at 5. He needs to bring out 1 more. Usually on a standard win, has to bring out 2 to get his next wager up to 6. I offset that to help us keep to help see it. Paroli, that was 3 consecutive wins. Congratulations, completing the cycle, starting over. So at 1 unit, and it keeps going from there. Martingale just takes off. Okay. Ten doubles down to a 2, so everybody needs to bring out some chips. Bring out your chips. 1, 3, 2, 6 has got a lot out there. This is big card. 19, 5, 13. Looking for not the 8. Good. 23. So here we go. Fibonacci and 1, 3, 2, 6. I'm gonna pay you with some reds. Congratulations, you completed the cycle there. I need some change. There. Still need change. I'm going to do this. That goes to there. And I get those so I can pay out. Okay. And now clean up. So, like I said, 1, 3, 2, 6 completes the cycle. He's going to drop back down to a single unit. Flat betting, of course, is flat. Paroli's going to press the whole thing. I already said that. Presses double downs, multiple wins, blackjacks, looking for 3 consecutive wins. You may choose to play it differently and strictly go 1, 2, 4. In which case, maybe you should just call it the 1, 2, 4. The idea behind Paroli is that you're pressing, looking for 3 consecutive wins. So that's why I'm going to do that way. If you have been watching all these other videos, I've run into a lot of trouble with Fibonacci. I think I finally figured it out. Ace check here, 12 to a 10 takes a card, 22. Paroli does not complete his cycle. 15. So I finally ran into such a situation where I really needed to figure it out. So I figured that out offline, and then I made my video. And during my video, I got confused, and 2, I realized something else. But I'm still going to do it the way that I figured out. I think it still makes the most sense. 11 to a 3 doubles down. If we come up into that scenario, I will talk through it. If we don't, well, actually, we sort of add it here, but not too bad. If we don't, then just watch the other video. 9 makes 20, 4, 14, 14, 22. Okay, well, so Fibonacci gets paid back from his loss column, his original base bet. He closes out his cycle. He gets his double down. It becomes just a bonus payment. Okay, in all the cases where that may happen, regardless of where you are in the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, and Martingale from the original wager gets back 1 plus 1. Okay, but then he also gets his double down bonus payment right there. Martingale is not as hard to figure out with losing multiple wagers on a single hand. 1, 3, 2, 6 gets to take 1 off, bringing the next bet up to 3. Paroli again pressing the whole thing up to 4. Martingale taking off all but 1. So technically, Fibonacci, the intent is to close the cycle at break even. But and I said it before, barring blackjacks and multiple wins on a single hand, like double downs, multiple wins on splits. So while he closed the cycle at break even, he also had the bonus, which actually puts him at closing it at for a game. 16 stands to 4, 14, 18. But I don't necessarily think of it that way. I think I just look at just keeping track of where you are in the cycle or in the sequence. Okay, that is the first 10 hands out of an expected 45, because that's what we've always gotten a minimum of. Fibonacci moving to position 2, still a wager of 1. Martingale down 1, wagers 2. I'm trying to go fast. I know these videos will be getting longer. 20, because I have more work to do. 12, 18. So Fibonacci closes for break even. 1, 3, 2, 6, flat and Paroli, and Martingale gets his 1 from his loss column, plus 1, closes out for a gain of 1 unit. Fibonacci, I'm sorry, 1, 3, 2, 6 brings out another one. Next wager is 3. Paroli presses to 2. Here we go. Six to 3 hits, 16 stands, 10, 16, 22. All right, Fibonacci, 1, 3, 2, 6 has 3. I'm going to give you a 5 and take 2. Flat is 1, Paroli is 2, Martingale is 1. Okay, so 1, 3, 2, 6. After winning the 3, next wager is 2. Paroli pressing to 4 after 2 consecutive wins, looking for 3 to complete the cycle. $16 stands to a dealer 2, 3, 13, 18. So choppy back and forth action. Win, lose, win, lose is really difficult for makes a difficult situation for the positive progressives 1, 3, 2, 6 and Paroli. In some ways worse for 1, 3, 2, 6 because he's always having to bring out more for that next wager of 3, and if he doesn't win that, he's losing at a faster rate than Paroli and flat betting. And also these. Well, these try to make up for it on the next win. Okay, 20 stands. 9, 14, 22. So Fibonacci closes out for break even. Oops. Let's do that again. Martingale gets the 1 back from his loss column plus a gain of 1. So this sort of situation is where, Fibonacci's, back win lose is going to be playing at par, at break even. 1, 3, 2, 6, like I said, needs to bring out another one. Whereas Martingale is going on win lose is going to keep progressing up by 1. Paroli win lose is going to just be at break even. Martingale needs to take those off. Actually, no. Paroli would win lose would end up being down a unit. Flat better would be at break even. A 19 will stand to as dealer 7. Dealer's 18. 1 there. 1, 3, 2, 6 has out 3, so I will give you 1 and take 2. Okay, so 1, 3, 2, 6 is going to change his bet to the 2 in the sequence. Paroli's pressing to 4, looking for 3 consecutive wins. And 16, by the way. Can I tell who's in the lead? Perhaps the 1, 3, 2, 6. He's got a lot of reds. But I can't count that. I can't count them up that quickly right now. 15 stands to a dealer 3. 17. Fibonacci position 2, wagers 1. Martingale, after losing 1, bets 2. 14 will stand to a dealer 5. 15, 25, so gets it back. And Martingale gets his loss column plus 1. Okay. 1, 3, 2, 6 needs to bring out again. Paroli's pressing. A 10 will double down to a dealer 7. You need some change, which... And now you... Yeah, I know, I could just have the players trade, but... It's more you wouldn't normally do that. Dealer wouldn't normally have to seek change either, but 20, single card. 12, 22, okay. Oh, okay, so there is that. This is a 3 double down. That's a total of 6. I'm going to give you 10 and take 4. Here you go. Paroli, that is 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm going to give you 5 and take 1. And Martingale. Okay. Who's there? Fibonacci takes all but 1. That was a wager of 3, or in the position 3, so 1, 3, 2, 6 just gets to take off this 10. I'm pretty sure 1, 3, 2, 6 is in the lead right now. Got more blues than anybody else, that's for sure. His next wager is 2. Flatbetter looks to be about... He's up a little bit. Paroli... what was that wager? Well, he just presses the whole thing. That was a second consecutive win after a double down. He's up to 8. Martingale just takes off his gains. Yeah, with the table max of 100 units, Fibonacci and Martingale could potentially get there. 14 hits to a 9, but they will most likely bust out first. Paroli does not complete his cycle. They'll most likely bust out first, 20, coming to the table with only 50 units. And Paroli, with a lot of splits and double downs, could potentially hit that table limit, I suppose, if it, resplitting and that sort of thing, and doubling down on every hand, and then pressing the entire thing. Probably wouldn't happen. I don't want to rule it out, but as soon as you rule something out, it happens. Okay. Single card. 14. 13. 16. Too many. Oh, good thing you got that 3, huh? That would have been the 8th most important card, but instead it works out. So Fibonacci closes out his loss column for break even, +1, plus +1 for the double down. 1, 3, 2, 6 goes like that. Man, I keep running out of money. Okay. Oops, actually, that's from the Martingale loss column. Who Martingale closed out for, you know what? Martingale had one in the loss column. Let me take all that back. Martingale was supposed to wager 2. This is the best casino. You get to add chips after the hand is already over. So Martingale gets back the 1 from his loss column plus the 1. Plus he's going to get back the double down wager. But so what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to take those away, and I'm just going to pay you, that's 4. I'm going to give you 5 and take 1. Okay? You're all eating up my white chips here. 1, 3, 2, 6 gets to take 1 off while he brings his next wager up to 3. Paroli presses the whole thing after the first win. Martingale dropping back single unit. Here we go. 12 stands to a dealer 4, 5, 15, 15, 17. There, now I got white chips. Oh, by the way, that was hand 21. Okay, Fibonacci's position 2. There we go. Still wagering 1 unit. Martingale down 2, wagers 2. See, I fixed it. I got it right this time. Unfortunately, the casino won't let you do that if you screw up your system, which you're only having to pay attention to your one thing. 17 stands to a 3. Ooh, 11, 21. The casino, of course, will not let you add more chips after the cards start coming out, for sure, and definitely not after it's been determined that you won. Although, other times I've made mistakes here. I've made you put out chips when, when you already lost the hand. So, it's fair. It works out. It's just a, what we're going to call that, a clerical error over here. So we correct it, or else we would not get, the right results that we are looking to get. 15 stands to a 4, 10, 20. Okay, let me just refresh your memory. Fibonacci 1, 1, 2. Next wager is 3. Martingale losing 4. Next wager is 8, which is appropriate because he's down 7 in the loss column. Oops, I should have cleared those first. So much to do. An 11 to a face card. First we'll check for the ace. Well, I saved you from having to double down. How about that? Well, I got lots of white chips now. Thanks. Just kidding. I'm actually on your side. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Adding up the sum of the last 2 losses for Fibonacci. Martingale, after losing 8, next wager is 16. Because he's down 15 at this point. There they are. I know that's tight on the screen. I think it's like 6 losses in a row with a $50 unit buy-in, and Martingale will bust out, depending on how much he's gained prior to that. 6 or 7 for sure. A 16 stands to a 2, 5, 15, 22. Well, we don't have to worry about that. Fibonacci gets back the last 2 wagers, the 3 and the 2. I'll just make it clear what happens next. It's not, we're not in the confusing part of Fibonacci yet. Martingale, that's a wager of 16, so there's the 8. There's the 4. That's 12. Plus 2 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. Still 1 short. That was his loss column. Plus 1 for his gain. That's the objective for Martingale. Okay. Okay, we're going to... Fibonacci was a wager of 5, which he won. 1, 3, 2, 6 brings out another one. Paroli presses. Martingale takes all but 1 away. Give me a second here, please. Okay. Now, Fibonacci, having been at 5, when Fibonacci wins, he moves back 2 positions. 1, 2. So his next wager is 2. He still has 2 here in the loss column. So if he wins that, he'll close out. If he loses, he just starts going down again by 1s. He doesn't jump down all of a sudden to the 8 where he was before. It just keeps going down by single positions. Okay? So, right. I need to put the Fibonacci money out there. Everybody else is already set up. Okay. Or I could do it after I deal the cards or after you're proven to be a loser. Then I'll say, oh, hey, you got to put more money out. Just kidding. Everybody doubles down a 9 to a 5. I have to give you your white chips back. Single card. 19. Uh-oh, 11. Okay, that helps. 13. 17, right? 11 plus 6 is 17. So, Fibonacci gets paid back his 2, closes out his loss column at break even, plus a bonus for there. The 1, 3, 2, 6, I'm going to give you your 3 plus 3. I'm going to give you 6 like that. Actually, let me take that back. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to give you a 10 and take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Because 10 minus 4 is 6. And I need the chips. Paroli, that's 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm going to give you a 5. Take 1. And Martingale, this was a first position, or, you know, starting bet, so he just gets paid. There's no loss column to clear out. Or was there? No, there wasn't, because, see, Fibonacci didn't reset all the way. He just went back 2 positions. Martingale was at the first position in his, after that win. Martingale just goes, if Martingale had a chart like Fibonacci, he would just go all the way back. Okay, so here we go. Fibonacci goes there. 1, 3, 2, 6. Next wager, his last wager was 3, doubled down, he won. Next wager is 2. Regardless, he just very strictly follows this. Paroli presses the whole thing. I gave him, oh, right. So that was 2 doubled down. Now he's at 8. So that was 2 consecutive wins. Looking for 3 in a row. So much to keep track of. I should have a little card for each hand, it seems. 18 stands to a 10. 18's a push all around. Okay. Same positions for here and here. Same wagers. Nothing changes. You just throw out more cards. Soft 14 to a 2 is just a hit. That is 13 will stand to a dealer 2. 12, 22. Okay, there. Paroli has out there 8, so I'll give you 10 and take 2. He completes his cycle with 3 consecutive wins. Martingale at his first position just gets paid. There we go. 1, 3, 2, 6 needs to bring out 2 more to make the next wager 6. I'm going to do it this way. Put out a 5 and take 3. So there's a total of 6. Paroli, congratulations on completing the cycle. You get to start over a single unit. You only press your luck for so long. And Martingale's single unit. Here we go. And what is this? 29. And let's see. Oh. They didn't have an opportunity to offer you insurance or even money since the ace card was not up. That is a push all around. Same wagers, same positions in sequences. New hand. 14 hits to a dealer 9. That would make for 17. That's 15. 17. Push again. 3 in a row, is it not? Anyways, that's hand 30. So we're somewhere around 2/3 of the way through. Yeah, everybody's hanging in so far. Here we go again. See if we can get a result this time. Well, I suppose a push is a result, but it's no one won or lost. 5 hits to a 10. Actually, I should have checked for the ace. It's not there. 15 hits again. 16 would needs to hit again according to strategy. Card counters may not. You may consider not hitting. I don't know what the overall count is. I'm just looking at what's here right now. And in fact, these ace is a big card, so it should favor another little card. Anyways, 16, nope, is a big card. Too many. 1, 3, 2, 6 does not complete the cycle. 14. There's that little card. Where you can, maybe you're card counting at home just to help you keep track, or as good practice. But even if you are, that's not going to change how we are playing for this series. 19 stands to an 8. 18. So Fibonacci closes the cycle out for break even. Not a very long cycle, but hey, at least you closed it out. Martingale gets back his 1 from his loss column, plus 1 for a gain of 1. And 1326 brings out another one, wager of 3. Paroli pressing to 2, Martingale dropping back to single unit. Ace check. 13 takes a card to a 10. That would make 18. You stand there, 20, and you lose. So I've been enjoying doing this, despite the fact that it's actually quite a bit of work. To run real cards rather than a computer, and although it's slower than a computer simulation that could do millions of hands in the amount of time it would take me to shuffle, probably. Just verify soft 15 to a 7 is only a hit. There's something about using the real cards that I think is more realistic. I think, and I hope you appreciate the amount of work, despite the fact that we're arriving at our results more slowly. 15 hits to a 7, 18, 14, 17. Fibonacci closes this short cycle for break even. Everybody else is getting paid. Martingale gets back his 1 from his loss column, plus 1. Choppy action, however, is taking its toll on the 1326, and very quickly I need to give him change. So there's that. Thank you, Fibonacci, sir. Brings out another one, 1326. Paroli's pressing, Martingale down to a single unit. Yeah, I can't tell you who's definitively in the lead. It actually, well, Paroli's definitely trailing. I can't tell you really who's ahead right now. You can wait till the end, just like I have to. 19 stands to an 8, 13, 17. So, there's for Fibonacci. 1326, wager 3. I'll give you 5 and take 2. There, 2, 1. All right, so 1326 is going to, after winning the position with 3, is going to wager 2. Paroli is pressing again, looking for 3 consecutive wins. That's 2 consecutive wins so far. Five hits, 15 hits, 16 hits, 18, good job, 12, 20. So Paroli didn't complete. Neither did 1326, but he at least won at the 3 level. That really makes a big difference. It's a win-lose, win-lose. If you win-win-lose, it's not so bad. The same for Paroli if it's win-win-lose as it is for win-lose. Bringing everybody back in for their correct wagers according to their systems. 16 will stand to a 4. Yo 11, 12, 22. Whew. Closing out for break even. Oops. Let's do it the way we like to do it. Out of the loss column, plus 1 for Martingale. Yeah, I just think there's something about the real cards that that is more convincing, at least to me, than just what a computer might spit out. Plus, a lot of the simulators, are shuffling a whole shoe for every hand. Here we're playing a shoe through properly. So you're not gonna. There's only 6 of each card coming out, and it's not that you're going to get them over and over again. Let's do an ace check. A 20 will stand, and 20 push. Same wager, same positions. Where are we here? That's, oops, second. Why are my stacks messed up? Doesn't do good to keep track of the hands if you get them mixed up. That would be here. Okay. That's hand 38. That was a push. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. 15 hits to a dealer 7. 20, nice. 17. So we pay you. We're going to give you, that's a wager of 3. We're going to give you 5 and take 2. Pay there. Pay Paroli. Okay. That was 39. 1326 will now wager 2. Paroli pressing to 4 after 2 wins. $19 stands to a dealer 5. Yo 11. 19 push again. Okay, there. That's 40. So, like I've said several times, we've been getting at least 45 hands. So we've got probably 5 more to go. It's time to start talking about what to do if you end the shoe mid-cycle, mid-sequence. 13 stands to a dealer 2. 5. 15, 20. You know, the way that we're doing things here, when this shoe is over, this table is closed, the casino is closed. Good night. Thank you for playing. Obviously, real casinos, sometimes cruise ships will close like this, but, you know, land casinos will generally stay open as long as there's people playing. Because why not? They have the edge. They might as well be taking your money. Unless, of course, we determine that one of these systems actually works, in which case you can take their money. That is remaining to be seen. Just doing a little check change here all around. So yeah, if you're mid-sequence, what do you do? That's a decision you're going to have to make. Here, you know, we're going to start the next day, the next shoe, with a full buy-in of 50 at the start of your cycles. Insurance closed. But, you know, if you're in the middle of your sequence, you have to make a decision. Are you going to pick up where you left off, or are you going to start fresh? Now, I think what I would do, Martingale's up to a wager of 4. Fibonacci, by the way, is position 3, wagering 2. That if you were up at all, in other words, have any profits above your original buy-in, 12 hits to a 3. Yes, that's right, on the card. 14 will stand. 13 has to hit 23. So Fibonacci closes out for break even. 1, 3, 2, 6, and flat. And Paroli all get paid. Martingale gets his 3 from his loss column, plus a gain of 1 for 4. If you're up at all, what I would do is, let's say you came in with 50 units, whatever those unit denominations are, that I would press. Let's say, you know, you came with 50 units, and now you have 55 units, and you ended the shoe mid-cycle. In fact, I would think I would do this anytime you ended any shoe, is put that extra 5 or whatever it is in your pocket and don't touch it. Start the next shoe with 50 units, 15 hits, that is 17, and just go from there. Now, if you're down, you know, let's say you've ended the shoe and the cycle at the same time, and you're down, you know, what are you going to do then? Are you going to just cut and run, or are you going to, you know, I think maybe, or just keep playing another shoe from your diminished bankroll? That's possible. With these, you certainly run a risk of busting out because at a lower number, because you don't have as many chips. 17 stands to 3. 12. 19. But that's a decision I think you need to make on your own, and you should make that before you go to the casino. Don't get emotional at the casino going, God, you know, I can do it. I can get them back. I'm going to change my approach and my strategy. Don't do that. Have a plan. Stick to your plan. At least then you won't be second guessing. You shouldn't be second guessing yourself as much because you stuck to your plan. Now, if you're way down, you know, in a negative progressive sequence, maybe if you have the money, you might want to to go for it. If you still have bankroll left and you're down, like especially Martingale, you're way down. But then again, maybe not. You decide. Anyways, Fibonacci gets back his 2 from his loss column, closing out for break even. However, he gets a bonus of the for the 3 to 2 payout. Again, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Martingale, wager of 4, gets back his 3 from his loss column, plus 1, and then he's going to get 2 for the blackjack payout. Bonus payout, completing the cycle there. That was hand 46. And 1, 3, 2, 6 gets to take off that half. Ay, ay, ay. And eventually 1, 3, 2, 6 gets to add another one to bring his next wager up to 3. Paroli is going to press the whole thing, so he's got 2.5 out there. I do have some something to represent a quarter unit should that you get a blackjack again. It hasn't happened yet. Not going to happen here. Anything beyond that, getting down to 1/8 of a unit, I'm not going to try to pay out that, because I don't most unless you're at a very high denomination table, the casino doesn't have those like nickels or whatever it is at the table. It's not going to give you say 7.5 cents. They're going to round that down. So that's what would happen to you here. I think that makes pretty good sense. Anyways, 11 to a 6 is a double down. Well, you know what I'm going to do? No, I'm not going to do it. Yes, I am going to do it. 2.5 doubles to 5. Okay, but that is still yours. Okay. Single card. 14, 15, and part of the reason I did that is because I knew we weren't going to get in a messy situation here, because I could see that coming. Anyways, that's our cut card. This is the last hand. This is most likely the last card, unless it's an ace. Which it is. 16, we need one more card. How about a big one? 17, not a big one. 17 beats a 14. So, as it turns out, you did end the shoe mid-cycle. Let me just take a brief moment to talk about that. So you were at 1, you doubled it down, and you lost both. This is for Fibonacci. Make sure you can see it. That was a nice trick. The way this would work is, because you lost an extra one, you move down an extra spot. So here's your first loss, you move to here, and you move down again. It's not too confusing when you're up here at the beginning because of the two ones. So your next wager, if you were still going, would be 2, which if you won, you would get these back, closing out your cycle. But really the way Fibonacci works is you add up the sum of your last 2 losses. So when you're down here farther and you double down, you add those up. It gets even more confusing if you have triple and quadruple losses, etc. But you would have to just watch my other video for that, where I figure that out. Very quickly again, Martingale, original wager of 1, doubled down for a second one, lost that. So now you're down. Martingale is down 2. The objective of Martingale is to close out the current losing streak plus 1 unit. So next wager would be the 2 plus 1 more would be 3. Okay? But thank you for playing. Shoe is over. Casino's closed. 47 hands. Okay, so we made our expected. Now let's count them up. Well, it's going to be, well, somewhat close. This is Martingale. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so let me start there. That's Martingale's original buy-in, 50 units. Anything beyond here for Martingale is gains. So that is 10, or 510 I should say, 15, 20, 25, plus 4 is 29. Okay, so I'm going to put that like this so I can see at a glance what it is. 29. Good job. If that was a $5 table, that's what, $145. Pretty good. Okay, Paroli is 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 43 and a half. So he's down 6.5. Okay, so the way I do that is I stack his chips up, I invert them, and I leave out the amount that he's down. Okay, this works for me, so let's keep moving on. Flat better. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, so the flat better made back, or has at least his original buy-in of 50 units. Anything beyond here is gains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. Okay, gain of 7.5 for a flat better, and that should kind of show us, give us a sense of, did we have a good shoe? Did we have a bad shoe overall? Because if it was exactly same number of wins and losses, the flat better would end up even. So now, of course, there's double downs and blackjacks, which those work both ways. You can win more and you can lose more. That should give us a sense, though, of what the shoe was like overall. All right, for the 1, 3, 2, 6, here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40. Try to keep them in the frame. 40 plus 45, 50. So that is the buy-in for the 1, 3, 2, 6 of 50 units. Anything else, whatever comes next, is gains. So let's have a look. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21 and a half. Okay, so I'm going to have to put those 21 and a half gain. See, I can't even remember what's over here, but I know that I can just look at it and figure it out. Let me get some more space. It's kind of tight. Okay, Fibonacci. That's 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, there's Fibonacci's $50 buy-in right there. Anything else is gain, so that's 5. That's 10, 14 and a half. Okay, so 14 and a half. Okay, so I should better look at this again. This is 39 for Martingale, plus 39. This is minus, because this is upside down, minus 6.5 for Paroli. This is plus 7.5 for the flat better. This is plus 21.5 for 1, 3, 2, 6, and plus 14.5 for Fibonacci. Out of 47 hands, 1, 3, 2, 6, with a gain. Nope, sorry, Martingale with a gain of 39. Came out the best here. Okay, hope that wasn't too long. I'll do my best to go quickly. Please like and subscribe. Put in comments. Would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Bye.